Hey everybody, it's Bruno and welcome to AndB. Click on the subscribe button below here and you'll never miss an episode. And also you can follow us on LinkedIn and on Facebook on MegaPixx Media. Enjoy the episode.
That's right. What's up, you sucker? That's right. What's up, you sucker?
All right, welcome to AndB, where not everything, you can't all be serious. I'm so happy to have my good friend Kathy. Kathy Yuen is from phaseonedesign.
Yes, that's right.
Wow. All right, let's switch gears.
All right.
You have a new show coming up.
Yes, I do. Exciting.
The name of it?
So the name of it is You and Kathy.
That's your name.
Yeah.
Backwards.
Okay. So I'm gonna explain it this way.
Kathy Yuen, it's you and Kathy.
That's
I
right.
get it.
That's right. So
Nice,
it sounds better when I
nice,
say
nice.
when I explain it. Okay. So the name of this show is You and Kathy. So it's like, hey, welcome to the You and Kathy show. I'm Kathy Yuen. Get it?
I like it.
It's really catchy, right?
I like it.
And then the You and Kathy. So the You is basically the guest on the show. So I'll be interviewing successful entrepreneurs on the show. And
Interesting.
the whole premise behind it is the untold secrets of entrepreneurship. So, and I, for one, am a person that, I mean, I'm really busy. I have a very short attention span when I'm on social media. So I want to make sure all the segments are very concise. So every segment is only going to be a few minutes long, and it's going to be one to maybe three untold secrets that this successful entrepreneur has never revealed before. And we're just going to focus on the one to three.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a great idea. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So that whole premise, so we've already discussed your business is basically design, but that's really not your full entire scope of your business.
No.
Because this has nothing to do with design.
No, business.
It has to do with business.
Yeah,
so
and entrepreneurship.
walk us through, that's kind of the big theme around Kathy, the professional Kathy.
Yeah.
Right? So tell us, I guess, what motivated you to have that?
Well, like I said before, I love entrepreneurship. I love business. I love that side of things. That's basically my entire world. So I thought, hey, you know what? I already have Custom Homes with Kathy, that YouTube channel and that show that talks about the design side of things.
Which is great.
Yeah, thank you. But why don't we showcase other successful entrepreneurs and interview them? And, it's just fun, really. And I think it will also help others out there. I think especially with the way the world is going right now, there's going to be a lot more people who are interested in entrepreneurship, businesses, things like that. So just having that resource for people to use.
After speaking with you a couple of times, I think, and I mean this in a good way, I'm joking around, but I think you're doing it for yourself. Because I think you're going to learn all those untold secrets.
Oh,
and
that
everything
too.
like
Yeah,
that,
that'll
so
be.
you can maybe make your posse a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Because more people. So
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to learn out of that? Because it's a journey, right? Everything you do, you're going to learn. What do you think you're going to learn? Obviously, untold secrets, you're going to learn some stuff.
I don't know yet.
What do you expect to?
What do I expect to learn?
Yeah.
I just think it's.
What do you want the outcome to be?
The outcome? Oh, that's a good question. So I think the outcome is basically just creating a lot of content and kind of a go-to place for others. But in terms of, my personal goal, it would be more so just to be able to surround myself with more people like that as well. I mean, I love entrepreneurs.
I can see that. I think when I said that you're doing it for yourself is just, you have such a good group of people, in all seriousness, that inspire each other.
Yeah.
That adding another person with that energy just kind of makes it blow up a little bit more.
Well, and I think when two entrepreneurs get together, it's like, it's mutual, right? It's not just like, you learn from each other. So you exchange stories. I love hearing all the stories of how entrepreneurs started and, all their ups and downs and everything like that. It makes you feel like you're not crazy. You're like, it's not just me that's going through this, right?
You know something I've noticed in our conversations is that we don't talk near as much as we should, but, you never criticize anybody. Is that part of your entrepreneur type mindset? Is that, you don't have time to, or, or...
Well, I don't know. I've always been that person that I always find the best in people, I think, and I say that, very, very honestly. And I really just, I think everybody has a different perspective in how they view life, live their life, all that kind of stuff. So that's why.
Yeah, I just noticed that maybe
Yeah.
you just don't make time for it because you're so busy
No,
getting
and
up at 5 and you're just kind of saying, hey, it's cool, but you also have
Yeah.
I get a feeling that you have a real appreciation for what it takes to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And
Thank
then
you.
criticizing just kind of slows everybody down, right?
I think I like
really-
criticizing people too. It's kind of like negative energy. I'm really like huge on like just being positive
Yeah.
all the time and seeing like the good. And I'm not trying to sound naive and like I understanding there's not everything can be positive, but at the same time it's like, okay, well, it's like the glass is half full, right? So that's kind of my philosophy and my entire approach to life, really, whether it's business or like my personal relationships or even just like meeting a stranger, right? Like
Right.
even if someone's like, having a bad day and they end up like screaming at you and whatever, it's like, okay. And then you're
People
kind of,
scream at you?
well, I don't know.
What are these people you hang around? They get
Just
up
an
at 5 in the
example.
morning. They
Maybe it's because
meditate,
they get
yell
up at
and
5 in the
scream.
morning.
No,
Maybe it's because they don't get up at 5 in the morning. No, I'm
Okay,
just kidding.
you and Kathy
Yeah.
going to be airing soon.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I know I'm going to watch it. And so that's more of a Kathy thing, really save the world
Yeah.
Kathy thing and save Kathy thing. Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. Oh my God. Salty carbs.
Other than that.
Oh, guilty
Chips.
pleasure. Chips.
Yeah.
Other than that,
That's how they lure you is little chip
right?
bags.
Binge watching Netflix for days.
What do you watch?
That's a good question. I actually just,
Business documentary.
I know that was just last Saturday.
Was it? It just last Saturday. Okay.
Just like whatever's on the trending. I don't know. I just kind of put it
Where do you
on.
find time?
Well, I don't really.
On the plane? Can you watch Netflix on the plane
I
now?
don't know. I usually work on the planes.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There are like videos, but yeah. Guilty pleasure. I mean, yeah, I think that's salty carbs.
but you know, something you said is that, in terms of secret, your show has the Untold Secrets.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur. I think that also in that is, having some kind of fun or defining fun.
Oh,
So
definitely.
What do you do for fun? I know that you hang out on, in Toronto and
Yeah.
do business seminars on Saturday. Whatever you do. But what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I actually love outdoors and anything active. So whether it's like hiking or snowboarding, I love traveling, and basically like trying any new experience. I'm actually really adventurous. I actually think like, hey, you have to do everything at least once or try everything at least once. So mostly outdoor activities like in the mountains and things like that.
Oh
Love
wow,
going to
well,
mountains.
you're in the perfect city for
I
that.
know.
I
Yeah,
don't
all
think it
of
gets
them.
better than this,
Yeah, I
unless you
mean,
live in the mountains.
yeah, Rocky Mountains is great. And whether it's Calgary, Vancouver's beautiful too. Love.
But you just have to go north though,
Yeah.
a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So of all the things, you come from a pretty simple background, right? You've always mentioned that,
Yeah.
hardworking.
Yeah.
What keeps you grounded? Because I mean, you are getting some success, and
Yeah.
you've had some success, and you're going to continue to have some success. So,
Yeah.
what keeps you grounded? You think?
I think just like remembering where I came from, as well as gratitude. So every day I wake up and I'm always like, hey, top 3 things I'm grateful for, and just like kind of puts things into perspective. I also really like the whole nonprofit world. So for many years, I was part of a nonprofit organization for affordable housing. Unfortunately, I had to resign because of my business travels. But I'm actually, if any nonprofit for affordable housing is looking for a director right now, I am looking for something like that right now, just to rejoin.
With all your spare time.
Well, yeah, with all the spare time I have it. Oh, you were joking? It's like
God.
way more time now because I don't travel as much. But yeah, so that really keeps me grounded and just, seeing, just kind of putting into context and making sure I never forget where I came from. And, the success that I've had, was a result of a lot of hard work, but recognizing that, I'm grateful for what I have and not taking that for granted.
So, in terms of, what keeps you grounded, any regrets?
Any regrets? You know what? That's a good question. Maybe this is just like how I see the world, but I actually have 0 regrets in my life. And I think even the mistakes, the quote unquote mistakes that I've made, I don't really see them as mistakes. I see them as learning opportunities. Even though sometimes, obviously at the time, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. But then you look back and you're like, I'm actually really glad that happened, because if that didn't happen, then I wouldn't have learned ABCD. And then now I'm just a smarter, better, stronger person, right? So I actually don't think I have that many regrets.
This is going to put you on the spot.
Oh, no.
We never script any of this stuff. We have some guidelines about,
Yeah.
don't talk about this or don't talk about that. I rarely talk about politics. I think it's pretty boring.
Okay, I don't want to talk about politics.
You want to talk about politics? I don't like politics. No. You never win that. It's kind of like
Yeah.
religion and politics. You never win that one.
Yeah.
Sports sometimes. But, we kind of go with the flow here. And I'm just going to ask you something. You don't have to say this on camera, but in your mind, is there anybody that you kind of go, geez, I wish I could maybe apologize for something? Or are you cleaned out? Like, are you the type of person that you do something, you apologize if you've done something wrong or you hurt somebody's feelings?
Yeah.
Or can you go back and, because that's a lesson in life. Like,
for sure,
how to deal with certain things about not apologizing. I think that's a big thing. When
it is a big thing. Yeah, I try to always take accountability. I mean, we're all humans, everybody screws up. I screw up all the time, right? Yeah. And then it's just taking accountability for that and saying, hey, I'm sorry. And then, let's focus on a solution and move this forward. I'm pretty sensitive to other people's feelings too. Like, I never like to hurt other people's feelings. I'm not a pushover, definitely not a pushover, but at the same time, just trying to put yourself in other people's shoes when something goes wrong. And if they're like angry or upset, it's like, even though I may or may not agree with why, it's like trying to understand their position. I think that's really important too.
So how do you get closure then? Because if you're thinking about, I don't think I need to apologize for anybody right now, or maybe you do.
Yeah.
But how do you get closure usually with people?
I usually just talking about it. And yes, just to be clear, I do apologize.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good trait.
Totally,
absolutely,
that's absolutely. Right? If I screwed up, absolutely.
Yeah. And you screw up a lot, you said.
Yeah. Well, doesn't everybody?
I'm Italian. I don't know.
Okay. You're like, I'm just not admitting it. No, I'm just kidding.
I just like to ask that question because you want to help entrepreneurs and everything like that. And build your network. And that's part of the advice that I used to like getting. It's just kind of like put some closure to it.
Absolutely.
Apologize and know that 5 years from now, you're going to figure out, I never realized I hurt that guy's feelings.
For sure.
By going too fast. But what other advice can you give, say, entrepreneurs?
I think like along that line too, like never burn any bridges, right? Like, sometimes, even early in my business, early in my business, some of the relationships, I'm like, somebody would like piss me off or something, and I'd be like, and like never talk to them again. And it's like, not that I burn the bridge, but it's like, okay, well now it's like, okay, well maybe we can just agree to disagree and like, let's move on. So I think that's one big piece of advice is like, don't burn any bridges. This world is very small. Even now smaller with technology and everything, right? You will run into that person probably again. There's a very big chance. You always run into people, even in different cities and across like the country. It's kind of crazy how small this world is.
Yeah, as you get older and if you do things, you find out that the people that you used to deal with have kids and now they become adults and they go, hey, I know you. I'm like, ooh, I don't know you. And he's like, oh, my dad is so. I'm like, oh, did I piss him off? And that's where the whole apology and regrets come from. But can I ask you what the craziest thing you've ever done?
You already did.
I did?
Yeah, you already asked me
that.
that.
What was it, eat chips?
Oh, no, did you ask me that?
I didn't ask you that.
You didn't ask me that. Okay.
Well, can't remember.
Okay, the craziest thing I've ever done, start a business? No.
Is that the craziest thing?
Probably. Well, no. Okay, so I've done lots of crazy things. Jump out of a plane, skydiving.
Why would you do that?
Because it's fun, and you have to try it at least once. Actually, I did it twice. It was fun.
If you miss, you only get once.
True. Good point. Yeah. So luckily, I did not. So I got a second chance. Yeah.
So you jump out of planes for no reason.
Like skydiving.
Skydiving.
Yeah, skydiving was fun. Did it a couple times.
No, like seriously, is that's the craziest thing you've ever done?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I would never do that.
Now you're making me feel like I should have done something crazier.
A little crazier.
Okay.
Yeah. Jump out and blow up the plane.
Okay.
Right? No, I would never jump out of the plane. I'd be the first one to jump out if I had to save somebody.
You've never tried it? You've never tried it?
That.
You should. I think everybody should try it at least once.
Well, if the plane's breaking down, I'll jump out.
Yeah, no, like intentionally.
No. Makes no sense. What's the use of paying? You got to pay all this money to go up.
Yeah.
And you say, that's it, I'm coming down.
It's like the coolest feeling in the world. You have to like shimmy out. It's so cool. Like it's an adrenaline rush, right?
Really, eh?
Yeah.
So's running across the street when a bus comes over. Did you do that? Okay, so we differ in that. I get different adrenaline rushes. You know, I get the biggest adrenaline rush when I get the TV remote at home.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that is like,
okay.
whoa, I get this
okay.
thing.
Are you saying that eclipses skydiving?
A little bit for me. I don't watch TV, so.
What's the craziest thing you've done?
Me?
Yeah.
Honestly, start this thing.
Okay.
This is like the
Like
the
this show?
Oh, this whole media
Okay.
thing is kind of funny
Okay,
and
cool.
crazy, but that's one of the crazier things.
Okay.
I mean, crazier in terms of like not reckless, but it's just
Yeah.
like, let's just do this. You may as well do what you love to do. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
You only live once, right?
You only live once,
Yeah.
and like you said, like I really found that a lot of people wanted to tell their stories,
Yeah,
and I
cool.
used to interview, I don't know, 100,000 people.
Love
and
it.
yeah, so I'm like, put it on camera. It helps their business. It
Love
helps,
it.
you know, whatever.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
it keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me
great.
from jumping out of planes.
That's good. Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
I think it's a little less like dangerous too.
Well, I was terrified of
Yeah,
flying, so
yeah.
it was
Oh,
even
okay.
riskier for me to jump into a plane
Yeah.
than jump out of it. So I'm good with flying right now. Well, you know what? That's pretty much all the time we have for this episode today. Thank you for tuning in with us, and you know what? Make sure you subscribe to our MegaPixx media channel so you will never miss an episode. And also, you can follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook, Instagram. We have content almost every day. So thank you very much for joining us. I'll see you guys soon.